Hey, what's happening people, Naughty Morty here, and I thought I'd bring out a quick video this week, essentially explaining how I'm preparing for Battlefield 2042. Take a look. Okay, besides playing the Riders Republic demo that's going on all this week at the moment, I have actually been playing some Battlefield related games and getting a little bit of practice in. Primarily, my focus has been around Battlefield 1. I did mention during the Battlefield 2042 beta and a couple of the videos that I put out that I felt like the beta was very similar to Battlefield 1, particularly in its movement mechanics and also the gunplay generally. So I thought, what better way than to go back and play Battlefield 1 a bit more, get really into the nitty gritty of how the movement mechanics work, how the gunplay feels, and just so that I'm up to speed by the time 2042 actually rolls around on November the 12th. I'll be honest, Battlefield 1's definitely been growing on me as well, considering at one point maybe even a couple of years ago it was probably my least favourite Battlefield that I've ever played. At this point it's certainly rising up the rankings. But not just as a Battlefield game, but also as an overall gaming experience. I know again I've mentioned this on the channel, but the atmosphere that DICE created in Battlefield 1 is second to none. Even the likes of Battlefield 4, which I'll champion till the day I die, just aren't quite the same. DICE really got down into the detail of the First World War, and it's something that I've learned to appreciate more and more as I've played the game. With that in mind though, I'm just going to give you a couple of little pointers that I've been focusing on in terms of my own gameplay going into 2042. Again, I say it all the time, but I'm not a professional player, I'm not an esports representative. I'm just here having fun at the game and trying to be as good as I can be. First and foremost, I'm trying to improve my sniping. I appreciate that Battlefield 1 sniping and Battlefield 2042, in the beta at least, were very different, but the act of actively sniping, aiming in, is the same type of mechanic regardless. In Battlefield 1 there is not as much bullet drop, I will hold my hands up and I openly admit that. But as I say, the act of actively aiming and scoping in, hitting your targets, is something that I definitely needed to work on. Along with that, the general movement of Battlefield 1, as I said, is very similar in my opinion to 2042. So realistically, I have just been running around in the game getting used to the way the vaulting was working, also the slide mechanic, which is very similar to 2042 at this stage. Again though, I don't know how much of that is going to change going into the official release, because there has been a lot of discussion within the community about the movement in the beta and whether that's going to be fixed, changed, or edited in any way by the developers. I've also been dabbling a bit more in vehicle combat, and I know World War I vehicles and modern warfare vehicles are slightly different, but the reason I've been doing this in Battlefield 1 is because the movement of the vehicles is so much slower and more methodical. I feel like it gives me ample time to get to grips with how the vehicle moves, how to use the guns correctly, etc. And so once I've got it down in Battlefield 1, I can then gradually increase the speed going into 2042 where the vehicles are much faster moving, and hopefully by then I might be able to hold my own in a tank or two. That about wraps up this video though guys. Do let me know in the comments below what you're doing to prepare for 2042. Are you going back and playing previous Battlefield games, or are you steering clear of the franchise entirely and playing a plethora of the games that have been released recently? There's definitely a few games that have come out that I want to try as well. Insurgency Sandstorm. But as always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.